Hello everyone, and we are back with AMAR channel, back with a very special guest, corporate trainer, certified pranic healer, eminent celebrity mentor, social media influencer, Payal Varma ji. The accolades would not have stopped if I have not curtailed myself, but that is of course khasiyat of our very own Payal Varma ji. Payal ji, once again welcome back to AMAR channel.
Thank you so much. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है to be with you once again on the screen. So thank you once again.
In the last episode, you wonderfully spoke about the effect that your work, especially pranic healing and the mentoring, have benefited the seniors, especially the college goers, the corporate people. But let us come down to the children part.
Okay.
How does pranic healing or the mentoring part can really heal or really make impact on a child?
Okay, so I would say that pranic healing has a very major role to play. As I mentioned in our earlier interview, that it is basically pranic healing is an energy healing modality. So it caters to the electromagnetic field that is all around us and the molecules. So if that is changed, then we see that the changes are seen in your physical aspect also. So you will be surprised to know that actually as a pranic healer, as a practitioner, we get to work with the prenatal stage, which is when the child is in the mother's womb, and which is the conception stage. So we do pranic healing at that time for the healthy, development of the fetus.
Fantastic.
And once the baby is born, so we've seen many pranic healing cases. The case studies say that if you have taken pranic healing during your pregnancy, the baby is very healthy and shows a very good rate of progress as the child grows up. Coming to age, as I told you, pranic healing can be practiced at any age, starting from, as I told you, before birth, and after birth. It can be a 1-year-old child, 12 days child. Pranic healing is so safe that you can actually administer this therapy on any age group, including infants.
Well, to trace back Madam Payal Varmaji's words long back to maybe thousands and thousands of years ago, even in Mahabharata, it
Yes.
is noted that Abhimanyu learned the tactics of warfare, the artillery of archery when he was in the womb of Panchali. He learned it from, of course, the master himself, Arjuna, when Arjuna used to discuss about his own strategy of archery. And in Puranas also we have heard that sages and saints, they used to speak on different Vedas and different, anecdotes, and their child, they surpassed their father as even a bigger saint or a sage. So that's wonderful, madam.
Yes, in fact, I would like to share that we think that the child is not listening to anything, but reality is that when the child, क्यों कहते हैं कि जब बच्चा आप conceive करते हैं, the mother should look at, not to stay under stress, not to watch, a lot of violence in movies or read books which are, full of violence and all that. The mother is advised, especially by the elders of the family, that they should be in a pleasant environment, they should stay happy, and they should chant, which is like any kind of chant, so that they remain connected to the universe. These things have been told to us generation by generation. Why? Because the child is so attached to the mother through the umbilical cord that not only does the food get transferred, your thoughts, whatever the mother feels, the baby also feels. And studies have shown that if a mother is crying in the womb, if we do a sonography, there have been cases, you can Google it, you have seen the child crying as well. I know बहुत से जो viewers हैं उनको ये बहुत आश्चर्य होगा, you'll be surprised, but please Google it and you will see what I'm telling you is the truth. That is why we say mother should be always happy, because the baby in your womb is already learning even before he or she takes birth.
Absolutely. And of course, science has proved beyond doubt that thought process is a proper energy process where a small molecule of positive thoughts can attract and coalesce larger positive ideas to make a great, bigger invention that can benefit our humanity to no great ends. Thanks a lot, Payal ji. Actually, your topic is so sectoral, so sensitive that we can go on and you can give instances, illustrate them. It's very difficult to concise in a very short TV show like this.
True.
But still we are trying to give the essence to our viewers, to our audience.
Yes.
Next is, madam, your wonderful journey as a celebrity mentor. You have been mentored, you have been mentoring, I think, countless models, countless pageant winners, and you have made them into better human being. If you can kindly recount a few instances.
Right, so basically my forte is that I am a pageant coach, and I train up candidates, excuse me, I train up candidates for state level, national level as well as international level pageants. So that is my forte, and I cannot recollect as to how many hundreds of students I have already mentored. But one thing that is different is when Payal Varma mentors and someone else is that I have a few extra things that I give to my students. As you rightly said, Ashish ji, that I try to make them into a good human being. I try to cultivate certain characteristic traits in all my students that they outshine everyone when they are standing on that stage. So how do I do that? I'll tell you in a nutshell is that of course there are certain skills which I teach them, which is the runway or the ramp walk, how you're supposed to stand on stage, how you're supposed to be giving your answers, the do's and don'ts of on stage and off stage when it comes to pageantry. But along with that, my students are very, very privileged because I teach them certain life skills and certain techniques which are based on pranic healing teachings. So which is very important because this is the USP which no other mentor or pageant coach can do, which I do with my students. So ultimately when they graduate and they walk the ramp, they come out as very, very confident individuals when on stage. When especially the question answer round is what gives jitters to most of the contestants, and that is the round which nails it for my students. So with God's grace, I have been able to get a very good score, and most of the students say on a scale of 100, if 100 students have walked the ramp through me, I have a success rate of at least 90 to 95%. They really do well. They come back with a crown. So I will say that I have used my pranic healing into the mainstream industry to bring out better, confident, intelligent, and individuals who walk the ramp. They're just not models. They come out to be good human beings also. They are sensitized, so they help each other in the so they don't have that unhealthy competitive spirit. They want each other to excel. So that's how I actually train my candidates. So
absolutely,
pranic healing added to pageantry is my USP.
Fantastic. And as a media person, I've witnessed Madam live in different programs, how she has mentored these aspiring candidates, made them into champions, and of course now they're also mentoring other candidates. But of course, as Payal ji rightly said, it's very difficult to emulate Payal Varma ji. Jokes apart, Payal ji, you also have a wonderful tag of being a productivity expert. Can you kindly explain to our audience in a nutshell about this wonderful accolade that we from media or the general public has accorded to you?
So to cut on this niche is that I truly believe that every person is unique and every person comes with a skill set. It's not that I have talents and you don't. Everybody has a set of talents, and as a mentor what I do is that say for instance it's any field, if it's corporate training or if it's with schools that I'm doing the training, or if it's pageantry, what I do is I find out what is the skill or in that and the USP of that particular candidate, and I start building on that. Because when you mentor someone, it's very important to give them a sense of self-confidence. When I'm working with corporates, I make them realize through various techniques again, which are practiced upon them, along with the sessions of meditation and therapy, that they are not good for nothing. They have a speciality, they have some USP. So that is where I dig, and that is where their self-confidence increases. And I also teach them certain on-hand techniques which help in in raising their productivity level. So my corporate training has so many different techniques which I share with the candidates when I go to any office or a corporate, which helps them gather confidence. Anger issues are reduced. The competitive spirit is controlled, and cooperation spirit is built up. So they understand that working in a group will get them better results. And through meditations and other techniques, I try helping them with doing the best that they have been blessed with. So that is how I help in increasing the productivity of any individual. I recognize what is their USP and I work on that. So every time it is for each individual, my approach is unique and different. So you cannot say that Payal Varma has the same approach for XYZ candidate. Everybody will be taken as one-on-one.
Fantastic, Madam Ji. Just out of curiosity, like we know you are attached with innumerable high-profile schools where you are attached as their consultant, as their special workshop moderator. So how does a real workshop time span of a real workshop will be like for, let's say, 7 students? For example of a batch of 7 students, what will be the time frame if you give personal care to each of them?
So what happens here is it totally depends, Ashish ji, on what I will be doing on that day. If it's a meditation, then 7 of them can do it together. And if it is something which is more interactive and it is one-on-one, then every individual will get at least, like, it's a half an hour session with everyone, so that they get personal attention. And if it's a session where I can do it as a group, so many things I do in groups, as in 200, 500,000 people do it together. So those are group activities. So, and the number does not matter. If it's 7 or 70 or 7,000, 70,000, doesn't make a difference. But certain, like when we come to therapy or counseling, that has to be one-on-one. So maybe it can go up to half an hour. It's very difficult to cut short the time period, but someone will take 20 minutes, some will take 40, but at least half an hour time span is required.
Wonderful. Madam, we started with children, and since time is running out, let's veer towards the parents. I'm sure we have counseled innumerable parents over the years, not only of schools, like you said, of wannabe pageant winners, corporates, right? So you have catered to, I think, all age sectors, if I'm not wrong.
Absolutely.
So what is your take on the parents? How do you mold them, or how do you impart advice to take it easy for some child who are not excelling in life as up to their expectations? That is the parents' expectation, that is.
Right. So very, very valid question, and I will say in a very brief way, because this is a topic which I can go on and on, but I'll cut it short because we don't have the time. The thing is that it is seen that most of the problems that the child is showing is a result of what he or she is experiencing usually at home. So in most cases, I will say in my almost a tenure of a decade, whenever I get the counseling or therapy of a child, I actually land up counseling the parents first. It's seen that the parents have a lot of fights at home, they disagree with each other, and they yell at each other. And from a very young age, the child is exposed to verbal, at times even physical, conditions which are not healthy, as in there are fights at home and verbal assault, which the child also catches upon and has a very lopsided upbringing. So the things come into notice when they come to school, and the teachers start complaining that is bacche ko ye problem ho rahi hai, this child is having this problem, so we need to meet the parents. Actually the offshoot is parents. So it's on, in most of my cases, whenever a small child or a student is sent to me, in schools, I make sure that I first meet the parents.
Absolutely.
Father and mother both, because it's not that just the mother is supposed to take care of the child. Two of them come together to give birth to a child, so both of them have their role to play in the upbringing. So a counseling session with parents, almost I consider, is mandatory if it is me who is counseling. After that, I go to the child.
Wonderful. Madam, counseling child is quite easy. Parents will be okay. How do you counsel the teachers who feel they know all and who have this habit of imparting knowledge to whomever they like?
Okay. Yes, I have come across teachers who have that kind of attitude that I know it all. But I don't know, Ashish, maybe somewhere it's been my good fortune that with me they are very cordial. So they feel, obviously, because what I know they don't. So
Absolutely.
my area of expertise is very different from chemistry and biology and English language classes. So when they come to me, they come with an open mind because they know that they know nothing about what I'm going to speak. So I always have an upper hand over teachers. So they are hell-bound to listen to me, and when they experience the practices, the techniques that I hold, they are awestruck and they really come up with very, very good feedback.
In this context, let me just add, with of course kind permission of Payal ji, the best way to learn is to unlearn yourself, learn and then relearn again. That's the way we should learn and prosper in life. I think Payal ji will agree with this pearls of
Absolutely.
wisdom.
You have to unlearn in order to learn again.
Absolutely. Payal ji, many people in our audience are very much inquisitive because after the first session, first interview which was held around 10 days ago, they sent us lots of questions, especially about this mass counseling you did during the COVID-19 situation, because you were catering to lots of unknown sectors, unknown in the sense that they did not know you personally, or you do not know their demographics or their financial and other situations. So kindly share your experience on those, a few at least.
Okay, so COVID, it was like a world crisis situation, right? Everybody will agree. So that was a time when we were not bothered whether the person we are treating or I am treating can afford to pay my fee or my consultation fee or not. It was not mandatory, it was more important to save lives. So that is how throughout COVID, not only me, many of the pranic healers must have done it. I'm sure about that. In my case, yes, I had made sure that healing and therapy is for everyone, regardless whether they can afford my fee or not. Money was not the issue for me. So whether I know them or I don't, whether they've come through a reference or whatever be the case, if the case has come to me, I have to work on it. So that was my take during COVID. And endless nights, endless days I have spent healing patients and bringing them out from the ventilators back into their normal life at home with their loved ones. So it was a it was a time where I actually got to know that how much I could do as a pranic healer. So I consider myself very blessed that I was able to learn this art and science and bring it to practice when the world was in crisis.
Really outstanding work, and that is why she was recognized and awarded by countless organizations, including our very own Lions and Rotary, where she was felicitated as an outstanding COVID-19 warrior. And she was a warrior in the truest sense, a gladiator who just now she has divulged the fact that she did elevate a lot of lives from the realms of despair to heights of success. Payal ji, it was wonderful talking to you, and of course, let us not forget that our next book, it will also have a small article on your pranic healing and this corporate mentoring sessions which you successfully hold across various cities, and of course pan-India your success story is running. And we once again request to document your experience in our weekly Hello Kolkata Chronicle.
Absolutely.
And as we know, Payal ji has agreed to join our Rotary Club of Koshba as the Director of Wellness Holistic Initiatives. That is another victory on our part of Rotary Club of Koshba. I think Payal ji is gearing up with new ideas, where of course she is doing, like she said, almost more than 20 years she is serving the society with a range of expertise. But with Rotary Club of Koshba, I think she is having some new ideas. If you can kindly share one or two ideas where we can be a part of your wonderful aspects and initiatives, madam.
Sure, I mean, I definitely take it as a pleasure that I will be on board with Rotary Club of Koshba. I'm looking forward, and definitely we are going to work from root ground level. Two areas of importance. I would say there are two areas which I really are very close to my heart. One is working with schools and colleges, especially with schools, because they are our future. The children are our future. They will make our world a better place, So number one is schools. Number two is people who are behind bars, which is like the central jail or the women's correctional home and women's jail. So these are two aspects where being as the wellness expert, I will be joining Rotary, inducting into Rotary Club of Koshba. So we will definitely work a lot in these two areas. Of course, with the help of all the other people who are already a team with Rotary, and Asish ji, of course. So I look forward to really working in these two segments with a lot of enthusiasm.
With these ideas of hope and conviction that we can serve to change lives and change them for better, with of course Payal Varma ji at our helm. This is Asish Basak signing off today with a wonderful talk show with Payal Varma ji.
Thank you.